6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The promised land.
Well then, how we doing, everyone? An extra afternoon stream. As I said, I always will throughout this summer. I'll come to you when there is some seriously top-level, reliable breaking news, and we are here talking about David Ornstein and his breaking news that Manchester United have submitted an offer for Christian Eriksen. I will run through the whole article. You can let me know what you think about this in the comments below. It was only a couple of weeks ago, maybe less than a couple of weeks ago, I took a sort of like a full story look at the idea of Christian Eriksen to Manchester United. I think on paper, given the fact that we're losing Juan Mata on a free transfer, the fact that we've lost Nemanja Matic, I can see where the experience would come into Manchester United. But would he be coming in as a supplementary player alongside someone like Frenkie de Jong, or a cheaper alternative? Well, you don't get any cheaper than free. That's what we're going to discuss in this video. No doubt you'll let me know how you think throughout the entire stream, but let's run into it and let me run through the article for you so you don't have to. This is from David Ornstein, as I said, from The Athletic. Manchester United have offered a deal to free agent Christian Eriksen. And this is what the story is saying. So Manchester United have made an offer to sign Christian Eriksen. The Athletic understands. Erickson is available to sign on a free transfer as his Brentford contract expires on June the 30th. He signed a short-term deal, made an immediate impression, helping the club secure an impressive 13th place finish. Brentford won 7 out of 11 messages. 11 messages? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Let me turn my phone over. People always love to just randomly message me just like I live. It's incredible. But go down here and let's see what else is saying. This is going to be the line that concerns all of you, for sure. Barcelona player Frenkie de Jong is believed to be the club's top midfield priority. With United aware of the Spanish side's financial difficulties. Sorry, it's this paragraph here. It is understood talks between United and Barcelona have some way to run, and the Premier League club have other options, of which Erickson is one. Now, I'll go down here in a bit and I'll go through the comments from Christian Eriksen there. But if I'm looking at Christian Eriksen, I'm looking at Christian Eriksen as somebody who I said at the start of the video, somebody who could come in at the age of 30, real experience. He showed, not just against us last year in the Premier League, but for Brentford, he's still got real top-level quality at the highest level in the game. Set piece, intelligence, good footballer, no doubt. At the age of 30, I think that, look, there's obviously concerns over his overall health, but Christian Eriksen has been past fit to play. He's fit to play. Doctors have passed him fit to play. That's their responsibility to judge whether or not he is fit and ready to play for Manchester United. If he's fit and ready to play for Brentford, he'd be fit and ready to play for Manchester United. But it's whether you think that line there. So Manchester, the breaking time, the breaking news here, right? You've all been wanting some breaking news, some official offers. So we're not in the idea of, I don't know, like intensifying talks FC. There's one right there for you. But it might just not be the one that you want to talk about. It might not be the one that you think is right. Someone down there saying he's 29 years old. Let me check whether I'm right or wrong there. I think I am right, though. Let me check. Christian Eriksen. He is 30 years old. I don't know why people make things up. It's really, really odd. David, again, when you say it like that, bang on. Absolutely say it like that. It's bang on. As a direct replacement for Juan Mata, it makes perfect sense. And I go down here and shock Wireless. You're saying that I don't think it's a bad signing. I don't think it would be a bad signing. But it's whether or not you think that Christian Eriksen would be coming in as a potential alternative to Frenkie de Jong rather than a supplementary signing that we can get for free to boost the overall strength and the quality of our squad. They are two very, very different signings. As I said, if we go down here and we read David Ornstein's article, he said there, it is under, let me highlight both of these. It is understood talks between United and Barca have some way to run. I don't understand that. And the Premier League club have other options, of which Erickson is one. So according to the language written there by David Ornstein, Christian Eriksen is being seen by Manchester United as an alternative to Frenkie de Jong, rather than somebody who can be signed alongside de Jong on a free transfer. Now, you can let me know what you think about that in the comments below, but I think I already know what you're going to put in the comments, and you'd be absolutely spot on to put that in the comments. There's no way we should be looking at Christian Eriksen as a cheap and easy alternative to Frankie de Jong and not going after Frankie de Jong because we're not giving Barcelona what they want, because they want a little bit more than we're willing to give. That is not how you get off on the right foot for Ten Hag. That really is not. It's all the same. Only the names will change. I don't know what that is a reference to. Sorry, I'm completely over my head there. Look, as I said, I don't think this isn't a sign of Manchester United being a stupid club in any way, shape, or form. If Christian Eriksen is there as an extra signing, as a little bit of seasoning, I'm not saying that. I suppose it is quite an offensive thing to say to Christian Eriksen, but he is not going to be part of a spectacular rebuild. He would be part of improving the overall quality in the strength that we've got inside this squad. Ajay, you're down here. You're saying he's a good squad player, but surely we back up for Mata, but surely we can do better. I think in the grand scheme of what we need this summer, a player of that position to come and replace what Juan Mata brought to the team, we're never going to get that. We were never going to spend big money on that. So the idea of Christian Eriksen, I can see where the appeal lies. And it's not just like we would be bringing someone in who's like 36 years old, who's had a, I mean, you can definitely say he's had some health concerns rather than injury problems. But Erickson makes sense more than most when it comes to a free transfer like that. A super chat flying here from someone. Let me read that out quickly. Blessed, what are you saying, sir? I don't understand. We made a total bid of 70 million for Frankie de Jong and Barcelona 85. That's not far. What are they running? I don't know. As I said, I find that quite confusing. If I'm being completely honest, I find that part there in this article really confuses me from David Ornstein. The idea that Manchester United and Barcelona have got a long way to go, some way to run in the negotiations for Frankie de Jong. Confuses me. It does confuse me a little bit there. Any news with Sangare, says Moses? No news at this particular moment in time. But look, let's go over to read what Christian Eriksen has been saying about his future, because there's a couple of comments and a couple of quotes inside this article from The Athletic in terms of what he wants to do next season. And he said this. He said, I have different offers and options, which we are considering, and then we make a decision. I would love to play Champions League football again. I know how much fun it is, but it isn't essential for me. So Erickson there making it clear in comments about what he wants to do with his future. He doesn't need to play Champions League football. It's not the be-all and end-all for him. And there's no doubt that he'd love to join Manchester United. Do you think... I'll be very surprised, I'll be honest, if Spurs didn't go in for him. Who do you think he'd choose? Because it's a different Spurs environment to the Spurs that he left. But do you think if Christian Eriksen had the choice, two offers on the table, Manchester United and Spurs, which one is he choosing? You let me know. You type one of those in the comments and you let me know what you think. Tyrone, you're saying that Christian Eriksen won't be a bad idea. Top player, Christian Eriksen and Frankie de Jong, make it happen. Both of them together, incredible improvement in our midfield options. Christian Eriksen on his own is Manchester United taking not only the cheaper option, but the cheapest option, the free option for what could be a deeper lying playmaker. That's a role that Christian Eriksen has played all too well. He's played all across the midfield positions. Left midfield, right midfield, defensive midfield, central midfield, and attacking midfield. Very versatile player. Ajax, born and bred. I don't know if he was born there, but he came through Ajax's academy system. It was only last year when he went back to train with Ajax's youth team as he tried to get back towards fitness. So Erik ten Hag will know, he knows the Ajax way. And that's built into Christian Eriksen as a player. So he would be one of those individuals there, I suppose, that Ten Hag could rely on to know his system straight away. Daisy, you think that he'd join Manchester United. Tyrone, you think he'd join... No, actually, no, wrong comment there. Did you think Spurs... He'll choose Spurs. Lots and lots of you. Well, to be fair, I don't know whether you're just being like massively negative and massively pessimistic, but a lot of you are saying Spurs. Spurs. Erickson is 30 years old. And Philip, you're saying, look, if I'm him being honest, I reckon he goes for Spurs. Okay, the majority of you down there. I don't know whether you're just being massively negative because it's how you're feeling at the moment with Manchester United. But as I said in this morning's stream, movement will come. Here is some movement. We're talking about some movement. We're talking about that official bid as confirmed by David Ornstein, that Manchester United are trying to sign Christian Eriksen. But it's not the name that I suppose any of us wanted to have on top of that list. Frankie de Jong should be on top of that list currently. Well, you know what I think. I did my video earlier. Like, seriously, I cannot, for the life of me, get my head around the idea that Manchester United are genuinely looking at this summer transfer window and not thinking that a defensive midfielder is still the priority. I'm like, what is it? Self-sabotage at this point? How is it that you think that every other top elite club has got one of these types of midfielders and we just don't need one? What, are we special or something? No, we're not special. We need one. We absolutely need one. Let me go down here and see what you're saying in the comments. Richard, you're saying, I agree. When Ten Hag doesn't get backed, he should definitely walk. Come on, people. Let's not get crazy. Shit the bed. Man, I thought I always used to enjoy the transfer window. It's become exhausting, really. I don't know. I mean, we're only like only a few weeks into it. Joseph, all jokes aside, yeah, at least it's free. The content management Inter, I'm not actually sure there. Gary saying, hopefully the lure of Ten Hag will be enough to get him. That's the only positive we have at the moment. I come the fuck on, people, man. This is Man United we're talking about. This is what I mean. Like, I understand if you want to be a bit negative. I understand if you want to get sucked into it. But come on. This is Tottenham Hotspur we're talking about. And this is United. I mean, really, if you want to go down that path, you can go down that path. Scott, you're saying chin up, Sam. I'm not chinning. It's not me getting dragged down into it, trying to think that Spurs is all of a sudden. I'm not happy at the idea that there's genuinely some United fans that would, oh yeah, Spurs haven't won a fucking sod knows when they won anything. I know we haven't won a Premier League in a long time, seriously. But this is still Manchester United we're talking about. And this has to be the summer where United as a club starts puffing its chest out properly and not just spunking money. Let me go down here and read a few more of your very, very cheery, chipper comments. No reason in getting carried away now. Calm down, people. I think as I said, a lot of people are getting carried away and swept up into this. And I'm trying my best to sort of be like the barrier against it. But it's relentless. It's really relentless amongst not all United fans. Absolutely not amongst all United fans. Mark, you're saying, hi, Sam. We need to step back a minute. I think there's a lot. And this is what I hope so as well, Mark. I said this in the video I did this afternoon. I was like, I really hope that there's some sort of deal that catches us all by surprise. A bit like this morning with the Yves Bissouma deal, Gary Jacob from the Times. Out of nowhere, we're like, how have Spurs just done that? That's what I want United to do. Whether that be with De Jong, whether that be with Sangare, whether that be with Anthony. That's what I want United to do. Surprise everybody. And Anthony saying, is something happening? Yeah, well, look, there you go. David Ornstein confirming it. David Ornstein's probably the #1 guy when it comes to transfers now. He's taken over Fabrizio Romano in the sense that he rarely speaks, but when he speaks, it's gospel, effectively, when it comes to transfers. And I will run through the story again here for all of you that are just joining in. If you are just joining in, look, welcome to United People's TV. You might not normally see me at this time in the afternoon. I'm always live 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday with a nice live interactive show. And I will be here throughout the whole summer. When big stories like this break, I will be here to cover it for you in full. Let me go down here and read a few more of your comments out here. Sam, United have done too much good recently to fuck it up with transfers. That, again, is a big part of why I've got that retained optimism, Stuart. I've sat there and watched my club get dragged into the mud by Woodward and all his cronies for years and years and years. And I've now sat there and watched Manchester United make not all of them, but a lot of structural changes that I felt were required and needed. I didn't really agree with the Ralph Rangnick situation. I thought we needed someone of a Paul Mitchell-esque nature to work alongside and supplement John Murtough. Instead, we've got John Murtough to rely on. So it's not perfect, but it's far, far better than what we had before, right? And that's why I've got that retained optimism about what's coming forward anyway. And you're down here, pro Spurs, I think. Come the hell on, Sam. Kone, Sangare, Lema, Tolisso, telling me Erickson was the... But no, not at all. Erickson is a completely different player to Kone, Sangare, Lema, Tolisso. Erickson is someone who's As I said, he's a matter replacement, not somebody who's going to come in and be that defensive. He's not that profile of midfielder that I ran through in the video this afternoon. Not Bissouma, not Tchouaméni, not Calvin Phillips, not Sangare. None of those. Very, very. They're two different things. So I don't blend them. Don't blend them at all. Thomas, Erickson is a bad signing for us. Well, there you go. That's not even signed yet, but he's a bad signing for us. I disagree. His health issues would always be number one problem. If who are you to say? Sorry, Thomas, but who are you to say that his health issues are a problem? If he is fit to play, and the medical staff have passed him fit to play, then he is fit to play. He can make his own judgment calls. And anybody who's trying to make a judgment on that, weird assumptions. Weird assumptions. Daisy, you're saying, sorry, your comments just disappeared there. Tons more just flew in. Oh, God. Erickson shouldn't be a priority, but he's a freak. That's the way I look at it. It's the way I looked at the idea. My initial reaction to the idea of Christian Eriksen to Manchester United was like, really? That really is that a free transfer that we should be looking at? It didn't really make too much sense to me in my head. But then I sort of step back a little bit and I look at it and I go, 30, Premier League experience, top level experience, wicked set piece, somebody who we can bring inside a dressing room, which has just lost Mata, just lost Matic, just lost some of the more experienced players, and we can bring him in on a free transfer. I think that would be a smart signing. Steve, this can't happen, otherwise it would be a bad signing. He can't be brought in for ridiculous wages. I don't know what the wage offer would be. No doubt it would be decent, but let me know in the comments, You type it down. How much do you think would be a fair wage for Christian Eriksen? Say we're going to get him on a free transfer. The offer's been put in. So we're in for him. We want to bring him into Manchester United. Whether we get him or not, we'll see. But what do you think would be a fair wage for him? Tay saying Erickson was better than KDB. I don't think he was better than KDB. My word, you not see that game where he scored like, was it 4 or 5 goals? Jeez, don't know. He can actually keep the ball, possession, of course. As I said, schooled in the Ajax way. But he should, in absolutely no way, shape or form, be an alternative to that man there. In no way, shape or form. The only alternative that I would probably have a conversation about for Frenkie de Jong is Ruben Neves. And I think they can actually work alongside each other rather than being an alternative. And Ruben Neves isn't exactly a like-for-like replacement for Frenkie de Jong in any way, shape or form either. Let me go down here and see what you think for the actual wages of Christian Eriksen. What do you reckon they would be? Keji, you're saying 150. Sam, you're saying 160. Wazza's been drinking this afternoon and going for 340. Michael, you're saying 120. 80 to 120. Let's have a look. 150. I think probably the most realistic down there is anywhere. That's about right. That's about right. 140-ish. No more than that. Bruno's on like 240, by the way. He's just signed the new deal. So if you're going to try and put Erickson on wages like that, then you're going to put him down as an equally as important player for Manchester United? No. Erickson would not be a Bruno replacement. Erickson would not come into Manchester United, or should not come into Manchester United and be a De Jong replacement. Alternative. He should come, if Erickson comes to Manchester United, we've got a very decent squad player there. And if we can get that for free, it's a smart signing. I'd say the success or the failure of this summer doesn't depend on whether or not we sign Erickson. But if we do what we need to do this summer and we get Erickson on top, decent. I'll be happy enough with that. I can see that being a good signing for Manchester United. Stefan saying De Jong as a ball carrying the ball and Neves as a destroyer would be, I mean, it would be. We know that, right? But we're not going to spend 140, 150 million combined on those two players. Sean, Erickson is a plus player if we get him, as he isn't the one that we've been looking for to buy. Yeah, as I said, I can see that being a decent signing for Manchester United. I wouldn't get angry about it. As I said, we've been sitting here waiting for actual movement. We've got the offer that went in on Friday for De Jong. That got rejected out of hand. First part of the negotiations, as expected, it got rejected. Second thing movement we've got here is Christian Eriksen and the offer for him on a free transfer. I'm not against that in any way, shape, or I don't know. I've come around to it. My initial reaction to it was no way in hell. But the more I think about it, the more logic I can see for it. Sam, you're coming in very chipper saying, I reckon the Frenkie de Jong deal is dead and it's Erickson and Neves coming in. I don't think it's dead at all. But yeah, going back to David Ornstein's article here and that one paragraph that sort of makes me go, It is understood that talks between Manchester United and Barcelona have some way to run when it comes to Frenkie de Jong, and the Premier League club has other options, of which Erickson is one. So according to David Ornstein here, he's suggesting that Christian Eriksen isn't going to be somebody that Manchester United signed as a supplement to go alongside and work with Frenkie de Jong. He's suggesting that Erickson is being lined up by Manchester United in preparation of being an alternative to Frenkie de Jong. Is this just, if you were trying to look at this from all angles, could this just be Manchester United trying to force the hand of Barcelona? Because Barcelona might think, oh, look, no one else is in for Frenkie de Jong. Man United have got a free run at him. They won't run away. They won't. They'll just come back with the money that we want. Is this just the latest negotiation tactic by Manchester United to try and make Barcelona realize, oh, shit, we can't just keep rejecting everything because they could go and sign him for free? It's something worth considering, right? Let me go down here and read your comments out. Ramo, you're saying City had 3 playmakers in De Bruyne, Gundogan, and Bernardo, so having Bruno, Donny, and Erickson makes sense. Yes, I suppose it does in that sense. When you're trying to compare it there, but that's about as close as you're ever going to get to comparing that City squad with United, and that's really stretching it anyway. Stu, you're saying, look, I personally think it's a smart move. Better to get him just in case, or Barcelona pull out of the De Jong deal, so we have someone in place. And G-Mad, you're saying, look, Ericsson's an excellent squad player, and he can give Bruno a night off. I don't know. Looking down at the majority of the comments here, I think you're all pretty much in the same boat as me. The idea of Erickson coming to United on a free transfer, wages in the region of, I would say, probably 80 to a max of 140 a week. He's 30, short-term deal, probably 1 year, probably one with the option to extend by 1 year. Remember when we used to only give deals of 1 year to anybody over 30? That's kind of changed at Manchester United. So maybe he would get a 2-year deal, but bringing him in to supplement and improve the overall quality of the strength of the squad, I can see Erickson more than doing a job. And remember, if Erickson, again, this is a hypothetical situation, but if Erickson really can find that pure fitness again, mate, he's a very, very good player. Really is top level. His set piece delivery, right up there with the very, very best. Comment here. You don't see Liverpool and City buying old players. No, you don't. We've got to stop comparing up. This will hurt me to say it the most, but I've got to say this with a genuine straight face. We've got to stop comparing ourselves to Liverpool and City at the moment. They are eating in a different restaurant. We can't get in the front door. We are a while away from that. And that's why City have the ability to go out and sign Haaland so easily this summer. That's why Liverpool have the ability to go out and spend that much money on that one player in Núñez, because their squad is so good. They know exactly what they need, and they've gone out and they've got it. Manchester United, we've got to get a new front door. We've got to get a new stereo. We've got to get new back seats in the car. Probably both back tires are bald. They need replacing as well. One of the windscreen wipers doesn't work. The engine's covered in oil. There's so many things that we've got to do this summer, whereas Man City and Liverpool are just sitting there, cars pristine. Could probably get some new alloys, though. Yeah, why not? Yeah, should we change the colour of the paint job? Yeah, all right, got him. That's what it is. That's the situation. And it's not nice, but it's a fucking reality check. So that's why I can't sit here with a straight face and try and turn my nose up at the idea of Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. I think it plugs a gap in the squad. Somebody who can actually play possession-based football. Somebody who isn't scared to have the ball at his feet. We need that in this squad, right? We need that in this squad. Stefan, you're comparing there. You're saying Jordan Henderson's there is over 30. James Milner, close to 40. Yeah, they're players who fit the system. Christian Eriksen, I'm not really sure whether he fits the system or not. Let me go down here and say that Nikhil, Nikhil, you've got to start drinking in the afternoon as well, because Erickson will not be bought. to play on the right wing. Erickson will come into Manchester United and he will operate simply as one of those three midfielders, either the left central midfielder, the right central midfielder, or the number 10. They are the three roles that he would rotate in, and he'd give Ten Hag options, considering he's lost Pogba, considering he's lost Matic, considering he's lost Mata. You can technically throw Lingard in there if you really, really want to. And it gives him an easy, experienced option. Ajax, schooled option. There's a lot of, yeah, all right, I understand that. But it's that fear, isn't it? And again, here comes the fear. The fear's back again. It's that fear that Manchester United might well be looking at Frankie de Jong and thinking, you know who we should get in? You know who we could get instead? We could just go and sign Christian Eriksen. And then we could save ourselves 70, 80 million. That's the fear that people will have by looking at this. It's just, you can't even be happy that Man United are putting offers in for free transfers because of the fear that it might mean that Manchester United are going to be backing out of any deal for Frankie de Jong. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you're down here. Look, that's kind of a fair enough comment saying, look, Kante, Lewandowski, Erickson, short-term plasters to cover over the cracks again. We wouldn't have cared if we'd already signed de Jong or Sangat. No, we wouldn't at all. It's because of the position we're in when the idea that an offer for Erickson goes in. Had we already signed de Jong, I guarantee you these comments would look a lot different. Everybody would be rubbing their hands together. Already got de Jong in, brilliant, perfect signing. Then we've got Erickson as an alternative and a bit of a backup sometimes. If de Jong needs a bit of a rest, we've got Erickson to bring in. Everybody would be buzzing in the comments. But instead, there's this huge fear in the comments that, maybe United aren't going to sign Frankie de Jong. Maybe United are using this as a way to cheap out, as a way for the Glazers to save money. And that ultimately is a fear I've got now because of that. As I said, I'm going to keep repeating this line from David Ornstein. It sticks in my head there straight away. It's understood talks between United and Barca are some way off and that we've got other options and that one of those other options is Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen's 31 next year in the comments. Yeah, he is 31 next year. It's not to say that he can't play. He's mate. Eriksen's world class. Properly world class. I know that term is sort of banded around. I think he's absolutely world class. I think Brentford were lucky to have him. I think they loved having him. I think they would love to keep him. But Erickson was going to get too many good offers, given how well he played there. Adash, you're saying, look, Sam fears anyone who has passed his prime and comes to United. I think Erickson, given what happened to Erickson, given the fight he's had to get back to where he is, I think Christian Eriksen would love to make a success of the next couple of years in his career. And I don't think it's fair to just simply say he's past it. No one knows whether he's past it or not. That's why it would come with the caveat of being a risk. But if he's not past it, then Christian Eriksen can and will still next season be a very, very good player. Jeff, you're saying Eriksen's creativity is second to none. He'll put pressure on Bruno to perform better. Yeah, I know. Well, geez, hell knows that Bruno needs something different from last season. We all know that. Nico, you're saying, look, Eriksen's playing centre mid for our national team pretty much. He controls the entire game. He's got something that we don't have on the team for sure. Look, man, I've as I said, it would be a very different conversation we're all having here had we already signed that man. Completely different. And it's just that, is this United doing what they might be doing again? And it might be at this particular moment in time. It really, really might be. King is saying, look, it's a good idea, I think. Plus, then Bruno wouldn't have to play every single game. Yeah, well, he'd be an alternative and a bit of a backup for Bruno. He'd be an alternative and a bit of backup for de Jong if we were to sign de Jong. But maybe we won't sign de Jong at all. And maybe it'll just be Erickson. Gavin is saying de Jong doesn't particularly want to leave Barcelona. They need money bad. We will get stuffed on the fee as usual. And that's the situation Manchester United are currently in, Gavin. Barca are trying to stuff us for 100 mil. They're trying to get more for de Jong than they paid for him, despite the fact that he hasn't really progressed as a footballer since joining the club. Despite the fact that they are in desperate need of money, they're getting greedy. They're trying to make the most of what they can possibly make of, and they're trying to fleece United for it. And United aren't having it. And at that point, you've got to be like, Cool. I understand that. Fair enough. Because if United, I guarantee there'd still be people complaining. If in the next hour and a half, Man United put in €100 million bid for Frankie de Jong and it was accepted, I guarantee you I'll come here in the comments and there's a ton of people complaining about how Man United are getting fleeced for money. This is ridiculous. We overpay for players all the time, X, Y, Z. That would definitely happen in the comments. And that's why these negotiations are going on. But I don't particularly see how it's taking this long. I've told you, €15 million. It's a lot for all of us average folk. But in the grand scheme of signing a top-level footballer, it's a middle ground which should be quite easy to negotiate. That's why I think so anyway. Mark, see they're joining us. Remember, let me know where you're watching from, Mark. I'll try and give you a shout out. And let me read a few more of your comments out here. As I said, it's just because we haven't signed anybody yet that this idea of Erickson on a free transfer sort of strikes the fear into everyone. Because had we signed other players, I think everybody would be looking at it here. Robert's saying, Sam, excellent reporting. Thank you very much, buddy. I tried to report it as accurately as I possibly can. Let me see what else you're all saying down here in the comments as well. Erickson, Van der Beek, and Garner will be the new midfield options. So one free transfer, one returning loanee player, and technically a new signing. And well, not technically a new signing. It will feel like a new signing in Van der Beek coming back in. That won't happen. There will be blood, and there will be not blood. We will get new blood in midfield, and we will be spending money on that. But I can't say with any real confidence I know what it is. Mohammed, I did my video on Monday explaining how I think up until Monday, up until this point, I felt all the frustration was over-exaggerated. Really, really over-exaggerated. And it's a case of looking at other clubs and going like, Mummy, why are we not doing that? Where's my toy? Where's my shiny new toy? It's like, your mum will get it. Like, calm down. Just haven't got it just yet. That's kind of what I felt like, the whining. I felt it was a bit whiny. Seriously, I did. Up until Monday. And I said, this is where it changes this week because the De Jong offer went in on Friday. There's now no excuse for United to just go for another week without putting another Frankie de Jong bid in. It doesn't make any sense. Only 15 million short. We know where it is. And then we've been waiting for it. Now we're going after Erickson. Do you think this is a negotiation tactic by United? Because you can't rule it out. You let me know what you think in the bottom comments. You can let me know what you think in the comments. Whether this is just a sort of a bit of a power play from United to try and strike some fear into Barcelona. I don't really think that's required. The only way you do that is just to save a bit of money. It's a bit weird. Joe saying no one's forgetting about Donny. We've already had a conversation about Donny in the comments. Mark, I'll read your comment out here, sir. You're saying if we sign both De Jong and Erickson, I can see more and more of Bruno in a Tadic-like role on the wing. I mean, that's a possibility. If that was a possibility, then you're looking at Jadon Sancho playing on the right-hand side. You're therefore looking at a position where you're not really going to fit Anthony into that starting 11. And you're also not really going to fit Rashford in because he can only play on the left. He can't play on the right. I can't wait until this summer transfer window is over already. I can't wait until we've got a good team, man. I think we'll have it. I don't know. Call it blind optimism if you want, whatever you want to call it. You can call it what you want. I think we'll be happy with our starting 11 when we kick off the season on the 6th of August. It's a bit of a bumpy road to get there. We keep hitting potholes. We're not hitting what we want. We want to see this man in a United shirt. Early doors, let's get the deal done. Instead, we're having a separate conversation about this man here, Erickson, which, as I said, I do think would be a very good free transfer signing into a squad which has lost Mata, Matic and Pogba. We lost 3 on contracts expiring. We bring one in. I don't think that's an outrageously bad signing in any way, shape or form. Bring Bellingham in the next window. He will probably be the target next window, if I'm being completely honest. Estevone, I see there as always, man. What are you saying? Should have signed Erickson 5 years ago, but still class in my opinion. And exactly the competition that Bruno needs. Maybe we can look at this as a this is a Tellez type situation that worked for sure. If you want to call it that, and Bruno needs a bit of competition, someone like Erickson coming in, could he be the fire? Because he needs a fire lit under his ass, doesn't he? I don't know what he was. I don't know what he did last year. Nathaniel, let's not go overboard. Nobody is going to be any new skulls. Let me go down here and see what else you're saying. Robert, you're saying, Sam, do you have a wild card signing that you think United could do with? Not off the top of my head, man. I think you all know exactly where I feel United need to make a signing, and it is in defensive midfield. And if I was going to choose a wild card, I'd probably go in there, do a little bit more research, and come up with a name that maybe we aren't discussing yet. But it wouldn't be Christian Eriksen. That's for sure. Let me go down here and read more of your comments. As I said, I try and interact as much as I possibly can. So if you make your comments interesting and you ask questions and you engage properly, I will engage back. For anybody who's just joining in, welcome to United People's TV. Reacting to the breaking news from David Ornstein here that Manchester United have put in an offer for Christian Eriksen. As I said, if we were having this conversation, having signed Frankie de Jong, there would be a lot of happy United fans in the comments. And the idea that we've got de Jong plus Erickson, cool. But the idea that we have maybe Erickson instead of de Jong, that is worrying a lot of fans down here. So the offer's gone in down there. They said Ericsson's available free. And that's what David Ornstein says. He's saying that he's suggesting that Erickson is another option to de Jong rather than being somebody who can play and work in the same squad with him. We go down here and we read Ericsson's comments on the situation. I have different offers and different options, which we are considering, and then we make a decision. I would love to play Champions League football. I know how much fun it is, but it isn't essential for me. So it's not essential for him, but I'll be completely honest. I think Spurs are I'd be so surprised if Spurs didn't go in for him. Would you? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Spurs don't need that type of player. I kind of think they do. And I think the Spurs fans would love to have him back there as well. Navin saying, look, Sam, do you think we can hijack the Basuma deal? Hey, look, there's no hijacking done. No hijacking to be done. If we wanted Yves Basuma, we would have been in for him at 25 million. We didn't go in for him. That must have been a conscious choice. And that's why I did that video earlier. And the idea that all these, from Tchouaméni, Boubacar Kamara, Calvin Phillips, Ibrahim Sangare, Yves Basuma, all these different defensive-minded midfielders with a similar profile, we haven't particularly been linked with. I don't get it. I really, really don't. It's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear of the summer is we don't sign a defensive midfielder. I just do not see how there's sustained success at Manchester United next season without one. And I'd love to be proven wrong. I would clip myself up if we nail it without one. I just don't think we will. I really don't think we will. Comment here from Ashwin saying, look, I don't get why people are freaking out. This could be the only signing we do. Glazers still need their 20 million dividends this year. Jeez. Again, if we're talking about 15 million euros is the difference between us signing de Jong and not signing de Jong right now. That fee is the only thing blocking it. That is less than what the Glazers are paying themselves in a dividend this year. I wonder if we're going to have negotiations about how much they're going to get in their dividends instead. Jason is saying bargain bucket shopping club right now. As I said, this is the overriding. Again, there will be an overriding negative feeling and reaction to this Erickson situation. I don't think that is necessarily the right feeling. I think him on a free transfer inside a squad which lost. I think if you take a step back and you look at it all logically, there's a lot of good reasons as to why Erickson will be a decent signing for United, but it can't be the signing. It can't be one of our big names that we sign this summer. It has to be a supplementary signing, a season, a little bit of salt and pepper signing. Not the made ingredients, but somebody, if you put it on top, it probably will make it taste better. And it might make it just all come together a little bit better. I think he would be a fantastic signing, but not on his own. That's what I think so anyway. But look, I'll wrap this up now. That's 3 videos for today. Don't say I don't treat you well sometimes. Look, if you are new to United People's TV, please would you consider subscribing? It'll only take you 2 seconds. I'd love to have you as part of the community because probably lots of you are joining now. Don't join in the videos at 9:30 in the morning. I'll bring you all the breaking news as it happens and changes across this transfer window. But Erickson, you can, again, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be really interested to read these comments tomorrow about where you stand on Erickson to United and whether you think we should be signing him. Let me know what you think. Take it easy.